Now, I know Columbia City's mascot is the Eagles, but man, when we get in the pool here, it feels like Columbia City, this team is full of sharks. And that's the case with Megan Devito, the head coach of this Columbia City team. When you take a look, Megan, at how this team was able to execute over the weekend, how impressed were you by how this team was able to come out, execute at such a high level, and bring home a conference title?
Yeah, we knew that we had a really good shot. We've got kids who've been swimming since they were young. They've had lots of amazing coaches, and we knew it was going to be close. But we don't have divers. We don't have a diving well. We have this pool, so it was really going to be what happens when they get in the pool. And we talked a lot about you just really have to picture it as it's done. We've done it. Think about what you're thinking about more than you think about what you're swimming. And they got in there and they just killed it. They did so great. Yeah.
We were talking a little bit. This is your first season as the high school head coach.
Correct.
But for you taking over this program, how have you seen these kids buy in, put the time in and day out, and perform to the level that, that we see now with the conference championship level team?
Yeah, I love that question, actually, because one of the things that I was most worried about is how am I going to bring this team together, coming off of having Tucker be the coach and really trying to regroup and bring in our new freshmen. And we brought in a lot of kids who are cross-training for other sports. And we decided at the beginning of the season, we said we are one team. And our boys have our girls' backs. Our girls have our boys' backs. So, our girls won. We have, we're a little bit deeper with our girls with a little more experience maybe. But they couldn't have done it without our boys. So I really think part of it is just that they really come together to support each other in practice and in meets and to have a lot of fun. We did the polar plunge as a team and did all those things too, so it's been great.
Love to see that buy-in across the board. Now, we've got these three seniors who have set the example. What have you liked about how they have led? And again, just set a strong example for the rest of this team this season.
Yeah, it's been nice. They've taken our new kids. I told you about our cross trainers, but we also have lots of incoming freshmen who, they have a lot of experience, but it's still awkward to come in as a freshman when you have seniors on the team and to not know where you fit. So they've done a great job at showing them this is what we do, this is what we don't do, and of really kind of controlling anything that might happen in practice. If somebody gets grouchy, the seniors are like, nope, that's not how we're handling it, and they'll pull them aside, make sure they're getting the experience they need, and that they're having a good time.
Now, I know we're still a couple of weeks out from the IHSAA tournament starting. How does winning a conference championship kind of build that momentum, knowing we're in the home stretch of the season and it's starting to be do or die time for a lot of these girls, and just try to build off the success that we saw this weekend?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pumped. They were really excited. It was a different level of excitement. I was an assistant coach and a volunteer coach here for a couple of years. My daughter swims on the team, and it was just really fun to see them come together and just hype each other up and talk about sectionals. And looking at how other teams were scoring and what was happening in other conferences, and just to say, you guys, you got a shot. This is really solid, especially our 400 girls relay. I mean, they did fantastic, and I think that the more excited they get, the faster they get. So we've got another week before we really are going to dive into taper, or maybe later on this week. And, we're just going to plan the same thing we did for conference and say, it's done. We got it.